All right, it's Billy Ray and Don at Motor City Comic Con with Ms. Jane McNeill. It's so nice to meet you. I love it that I can meet a Walking Dead cast member.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you guys.
Are you having a good show? Is this the first time you've been in Detroit?
It is not the first time I've been in Detroit, but it is my first Comic Con or convention. So
Okay, so you're new to this whole crazy thing.
yeah. I mean, I'd kind of done an appearance or something before, but I'd never really done one of these, so it's been kind of exciting and different.
Okay, well, let's talk about your character of Patricia, Walking Dead. How did that all come about? And first of all, can I ask you, was it your first TV role?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and how did that come about for you?
Well, I had started acting again in 2009, and I had an agent, and I had worked with a casting director to train to be on camera because I'd really never done that. I quit acting and for 15 years. So anyway, several auditions had come and gone, but this one came up, and I just felt like I knew that character really well, even though I knew nothing about the show, and I mean literally nothing.
So you hadn't watched it at all?
No. And I didn't even really know it was about a zombie apocalypse, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just felt like I knew Patricia. It was the scene where I was stitching up T-Dog, and I worked with a bunch of nurses at my day job, so I kind of saw her as this one nurse in particular that was a friend of mine.
Okay.
So that was sort of a jumping off point. And then I didn't hear about anything for 3 weeks, so it was just another one of those that came and went. And I was on a trip with my family, and I landed in New York, and my agent called and said, you have it, you have to be there Tuesday. So
Wow. One coast to the... Well, actually, it's in Georgia. I was thinking it was in L.A., but...
Well,
so
I was in New York. I live in North Carolina, so I was in New York, and then the flight was canceled. They lost my bags. I had to rent a car, drive to Atlanta with nothing, and I was completely wigged out. And the first day on set, I'm at the farmhouse, to meet everybody, and they just kind of plop me down, and I'm looking around like, oh my God. And Andrew Lincoln comes over and kisses me and hugs me and says,
nice.
welcome, and I'm like, I think this will be okay,
Now, how much were you told about the character of Patricia ahead of time? Like, what was the sketch that they gave you? What were her characteristics?
Well, you usually get it for a breakdown. Like, the breakdown will tell you a little bit about the show. This is set in Georgia and blah, blah, blah. I don't know that it said anything other than the fact that it was Otis's wife, and she was a nurse assistant to Herschel on the farm, after the grid's gone out, after the apocalypse has happened, these people are stranded there, and that was it. That was all I knew.
Wow. And you did 11 episodes.
Yes.
And was that any change from what they told you originally? Like, did they kind of give you an idea of how long you would be on the show, or do you go in not knowing how long your character's going to live?
Well, in my case, it was 3 episodes, and so once you get there, at the end of the 3rd episode, I was moping around like, I guess this is me. And then I sort of knew I probably wasn't going to make it to season 3, but I got the call to tell me officially in the episode before that from Glenn Mazzaro. He called me about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I think I know what this is about.
Ouch.
So that was a really tough day. I was really happy to have the experience of, my first TV role and really having a smaller part, because I stayed on set all the time watching people like Scott work, who's just a legend.
He's wonderful.
And people like Andrew, and watching their technique, and watching.
Now, were you hoping to be a zombie for a little while?
Not really, no.
I
I wanted to stay alive.
I'm saying once you knew you were going to die, were you hoping to maybe be a zombie for an episode?
Just to wear the cool makeup? Maybe it's not cool. I don't know.
Well, that last episode, it was 30 degrees out, or maybe 20.
Oh.
So those zombies were freezing. And, I guess I never really thought about that. It would have been cool. I guess it would have been cool. I didn't really even think about it at the time, I guess I could come back as a zombie, but no, I really couldn't because they ate me, so I don't think there's enough left. You might see a mop of hair, or something.
Oh, yeah.
It would be kind of funny.
So what was it like the first time you seen the zombies and working on that set with the post-apocalyptic genre?
Well, I didn't see zombies until the episode where I was feeding them. in the
They were being
barn.
kept in the barn. So controversial.
And truthfully-
Social felt like they could be cured.
Right. And truthfully, they weren't there really when I was throwing the chickens. So,
Now, how late do you usually film at night?
well, you have night shoots sometimes. So if it's the scene is supposed to be at night, then you're going to work. You go in at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, and work until anywhere 2 to 3, 10 in the morning. I just did a movie in New Orleans, and we were having to shoot scenes in a casino, so we had to wait till the casino closed. My call time was 10 p.m. and then I didn't get out till 10 a.m. the next morning.
Which do you prefer, movies or series TV?
Well, what I would most prefer is to have another recurring role on a TV series, and I really enjoy the folks at Rectify. It's actually 20 minutes from Sonoya where they shoot that, and it's really compelling subject matter also. It's about a guy who is released from prison after raping and murdering his girlfriend, and he's not exonerated, but he comes back out with, and he's let go because of DNA evidence. And he doesn't really believe he's innocent, and it's a really small town like where I'm from in North Carolina. So it just has a lot of moral issues and dilemmas, like The Walking Dead. I mean, that's what's so cool about The Walking Dead, really. The zombies are really cool, let's face it, it's action, it's all that. But what we're really watching is the relationships and the moral dilemmas and how we negotiate being human in an inhuman world.
Yes, exactly.
And what is the definition of humanity when you're faced with this inhumanity and this, that's threatening your life on a daily basis. I think Herschel's episode 405, I think it was, where he talks about you take a drink of water, you risk your life. I mean, that episode really kind of sums up the show in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It really was so powerful. He told me that a little girl came over who was like 10 years old and like did the entire soliloquy for him the other day. That entire
so
speech.
Fun.
Yeah. He was really blown away by that.
He's had an impact. He's made a major impact with that.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Okay, well, we won't keep you any longer. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys. It was
Thanks for
fun.
taking the time.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah.